Throughout time, the American people have trusted their presidents to be honest and straightforward. However, have these trusted individuals lived up to the expectations? Not always, it seems, since every president has lied at some point or another in their political career. Many of these lies occurred during the first interactions with the public in their political campaigns for office, often altering their views to fit the most popular opinions. The first person we'll be discussing is Franklin Delano Roosevelt. He served as president from 1933 to 1945 during a time period where the U.S. was slowly edging away from isolationism. FDR first gained his seat in office by maintaining America's isolationist policy when it came to his thoughts on the war. While preparing the country for World War II, Franklin Roosevelt told Americans in 1940 that your boys are not going to be sent into any foreign wars. But with his entry to office, FDR took action to persuade Congress to aid Great Britain in its fight against the Nazis. He spoke constantly on the radio, reporting war events and rallying the American people in support of the war effort as he had for the New Deal. He then went on to guide the U.S. into a new era of interventionism as America and its allies won World War II. Whether you agree or disagree that FDR was a good president, you can no doubt see how he told the American people what they wanted to hear so that he could get into office. Even with the false claims in his speeches, most would agree that FDR saved America and its allies by assisting in the war against fascism.
John F. Kennedy is a president that had a controversial and provocative presidency. He served the United States as president from 1961 to the day he was assassinated in 1963. It seems like such a short amount of time for so much to happen. Not only were tensions on the rise between the U.S. and Soviet Russia, but proxy wars were also breaking out in places such as Vietnam. Tensions rose even higher when word got out that the Soviet Union could be arming Cuba with nuclear weapons. The president responded in 1961 by saying, "I previously stated, and I repeat now, that the United States plans no military intervention in Cuba." All the while, he was actually planning an invasion of Cuba. The result was the Bay of Pigs invasion, which ended with casualties reaching into the thousands. This is another great example of a president who blatantly lied to the American people. However, some see JFK as having an important role in the fight to destroy the worldwide spreading of communism.
And finally, for President Donald Trump, there is hardly a need to look beneath the surface to find his lies that occur on a daily basis through Twitter and other means. This is in a critical time of polar political beliefs and religious terrorism. At times, his falsehoods are harmless, but occasionally more serious lies are told to further his own agenda or in an attempt to intentionally deceive the public. This is dangerous because we, as Americans, can no longer trust the head of our own government for reliable information. One such quote on March 30th, 2011, "He doesn't have a birth certificate, or if he does, there's something on that certificate that is very bad for him," is false, and there is no proof to support his opinion. However, he was still able to secure much support from Obama's opponents and haters. This sparked his political career and his election to office, built on primarily a throne of lies.
In conclusion, it seems that we have seen a common theme of lying presidents even as much time has passed. Some lie to get into office, while others lie during their presidency. Citizens will remain susceptible to lying as they fight to defend their own party. Truth has been played with for decades by very powerful leaders, and there is no sign of stopping now. If there's one thing we want you to take from this presentation, it's that you have the power to decide if a presidential lie is told with the purpose of protecting the country, or if it is used for personal gain.
But I want to say one thing to the American people. I want you to listen to me. I'm going to say this again. I did not have sexual relations with that woman, Miss Lewinsky. I never told anybody to lie.
Are you sure about that?